few more days to go, and it's actually my birthday. I'm become. Oh my God! I have to think of how old I actually am. Because I'm basically becoming an old man, and I'm becoming 36. 36. That means that I am 18 years on the dragon's path, a spiritual path that nobody taught me to go on, but it came by itself. Oh my goddess, I become an old man, to be very honest. Ah, goddess. But yeah, I'm also 18 years old, you can say. 18 years old because in November '05, that was exactly the date on my birthday that I was actually awakened. Of course, I was not 100% immediately awakened because once once the dragon was actually pushing, I was pushing back, not to be awakened. And that is so strange. Why should I even push back? I love the dragon. Why should I push back on this awakening? Because I feared that I would not be myself again. And indeed, that is actually true because an awakening like I had, a very deep awakening, something of myself was indeed gone after a while. But later on, I came to realize that I actually loved the case. That the dragon was actually so fierce that he wanted me to be awakened. And I was wondering myself why. But the questions that you have will be revealed later on. Don't be so fast in everything. But of course, who could told me? I was raised Catholic, so I thought everything that was not Christian or whatever was bad. And of course, from one day to another, I had something like this. And not only that, I just in the beginning thought it was all about the dragon, just a dragon that comes to me. I sometimes believed that I was going crazy. And that is something what I see that a lot of people like us have. Like you have this apparition, like you have this visit from dragons. But what is it? What does that mean? Does that mean that your dragon is a spirit? Maybe, or maybe you are disillusional. You don't know it anymore. What is actually going on with your draconic awakening? Well, for the draconic awakening will be different for every one of us. So how will we be approached by the dragon will not be the same like I was approached. I was approached in a very direct way, but I was also pushing back, and that is also what you could do. You push back the dragon because of the fear of what is going to happen, or what will people say, or what is going on, and what does that mean? Does that mean that the dragon is a spirit? Does that mean there is much more to it? What is actually the truth about it? So once you have your draconic awakening, the truth will be revealed later on. Of course, from that moment, I was actually awakened, trying to be awakened in November '05. But my true awakening, once I came out of it, was April '06. So from all this time, actually, you know, I have seen things that I cannot explain to the world. And I'm very happy and I'm so grateful for you, my brothers and sisters, that I can finally say this because it's for so many years. It was on my heart, on my liver. I had to say this to one. Of course, here in Belgium or somewhere else, they don't mind, they don't believe it, follow whatever you want, but I needed answers. I don't only want approval, I want to know what was going on. But in April '06, I had so many things that I've seen. I've seen that I didn't know, but I've seen the realms of the dragon. I've seen the void. I've seen apparitions of other dragons. What is going on? Am I indeed going crazy? But actually, what my eyes was actually doing is being replaced by dragon eyes. So what I've seen in all those 5 months was actually a rebirth, that I was born again in some kind of way. I don't want to sound religious, but that is the best way how I could describe it. It was like I was reborn in this world again and I needed to learn again. But once I was out of this confusion after 5 months, it seemed that I was inside of the dragon realms and You know, it was like half of me only knew this and had to tell this to my humanity. But I was so excited. I want the world to know what the dragon is. The dragon is indeed a spirit, but there is much more to it. The dragon also, the further you go, you can see that dragons are more like divine godhood. Not, not really all the dragons, but they have a piece of divinity inside of every dragon. And that is also what I came to learn later on, far later, is that we also have this piece of divinity inside of ourselves. But of course, that is not something that I want to say to myself. Um, like I said, you have to learn in every single step that you take on the dragon's path. In every single step you learn, and you go 1,000 miles further on your dragon's path. But yeah, the dragon was actually, that I've seen it, but the dragon by my side was indeed a spirit, something that humans will never accept because it's a dragon, it's not a human. And the dragon was so close to nature that I could even smell nature. I could smell the forest, I could smell the seas, I could smell the rivers. And whenever dragons were close, of course, with my dragon, I had the same thing. And later on, once I had another another encounter with a dragon, it was a goddess, and of course that will never be accepted by humanity. But my with my great surprise, Tiamat was indeed a worshipped deity by humanity. I only came to learn this later on. To my great surprise, people used to do this. People used to worship dragons, and I needed to know more about this. Why did they worship dragons? And why did they worship, for example, Tiamat or Quetzalcoatl? I needed to learn all of this. What is behind this? And what does humanity never see now? Why do they laugh in my face once I say there is a dragon spirit by my side and there is a dragon god even? There is a dragon god that is watching over us. And why am I actually laughed in the face because of this? And why does it come to me? Why don't they come to them and tell them who they are? Because also that has many reasons. And this reason is because, like I said, this divinity that lives inside of you is something that they could open up. There is a way to open it up. So, and why could they do it? Because of this piece of divinity that you have inside, that I call a dragon soul, a dragon spirit, you can say, that lives inside. But once you are born, you are born with a sleeping spirit, a sleeping dragon spirit. Of course, from a child on, from baby on, you had this gift from the dragon. You could already see, with your just human eyes, you could already see spirits from the other sides, and also dragons, and also much more than that. You can feel them also much. You are much more sensitive to that. But the older you get, the lesser you actually could see them. And I was totally surprised from my birthday, from November '05, that I could see immediately. And I didn't want to accept it because my humanity did not want to accept that. But my dragon, the dragon that is still here, didn't give up. And from all this time, he was actually showing me actually forbidden places for humanity, like the dragon realms. And of course, if I say this to people that never had experience with dragons, never heard of even dragons, that dragons are just a property of entertainment, then of course you are going to be crazy in their eyes. And I knew this before I was going on the dragon's path. That was once again a thing that held me back, pushed the dragon away, because I know how it sounds. But that doesn't, you don't have to mind anything they could say or about to say. You just have to see this world with you and your dragon. And that is exactly what happened. In these 5 months after my birthday, I just erased, and that is with the help of my dragon, everything in this world. Every single human being in this world was erased. I needed to have time, 5 months, with me and my dragon. I came out of it, wanted to tell the world about the dragon, that these religions are just made up, that all of this, that dragons are in fact so divine, that dragons are like angels and gods, and that they lived on earth as well, that they were actually the great example for every living being on earth. Of course, that is not, or if you say this now, it would be crazy. If you say this in the time of Tiamat or Quetzalcoatl, then that is something different, because they knew that there was something more about the dragon. And like I said also, every single awakening is different. So how your awakening happens is up to your dragon. Your dragon is a unique dragon soul that has plans for you. And their greatest gift that you can give to them, the greatest gift you can give to them, is that you see them, is that you know that they are there. Your greatest gift, for example, for Tiamat or the other dragon gods, is that you know. That means that your spirit is not asleep anymore. It knows, it sees, it can even feel. And that is what you feel inside of yourself with your humanity. That is just a great shock that you have. Just like every birth, a rebirth is also a great shock. Like everything that you've told, everything that you've been said, is just your world is going upside down because of this. And your dragon is explaining to you how the world works, how the other sides works. And that sometimes it goes too fast even for your humanity to accept all of this, because you just accepted the dragon, you opened the gate for the dragon, and now you are trying to learn. And in this process to learn, this uh, this requires a lot of courage, a lot of desire, a lot of love for your dragon, because it doesn't mean that if you are awakened, yeah, you can play around and you can. It was actually very difficult, a very difficult process for me. And after these 5 months, it was like, oh, I could see the light. That is how I could describe it. I could see the light, and I wanted to see everyone the same light. But this is not a religion. Not everyone has the same light, and that is not what I knew. But I was screaming, dragons are real, and dragons is something that I've seen, and I love them so much. But yeah, this is not a good way. Later on, I came to find out that this is not a good way, because yeah, it's fine. What a crazy guy. Yeah, but yeah, even to this day, they still say it, and I don't mind anymore, because after 18 years, I've seen my share on the Dragon's Path. Now that I've been also 36 years on this world, I know how humanity works. So now in this process, became a dragon witch, and I wanted to know, I wanted to see, I wanted to discover, I wanted to feel, I wanted to know everything. Excuse me. So, but that is just it. I don't care about anything else. I just wanted to know. I wanted to see. I wanted to experiment. I wanted to know what we are able to, what we can do, and that is also for you the best way to learn about yourself. Because, like I said, every dragon is different. Every human is different. So, how you work and how your dragon works and how your dragon eye works, that is up to you to find it out. That is why I cannot say you have to do a spell like this. Something that you need to feel. It's just like having sex with someone. You have to feel how you are going to do it to have pleasure. But this is not about pleasure, of course. This is about discovering. I'm sorry for the wrong the wrong things to say, but actually it is like this. You have to feel it. You have to feel how it is. And that is exactly the same like in the Dragon's Path. You have to see how your magic works. You have to know how you bend. And that is exactly how dragon witches work as well. They need to learn from their own feelings, so to know how everything works. Of course, compare with this is with actually yeah, sex. Is actually yeah, it's actually a bit like it. Yeah, to discover how everything works. So yeah, it's almost my birthday, 36 years old, and also 18 years on the Dragon's Path, which means that I could see this world with much more eyes than only the human eyes. And do I recommend this for everyone? Of course, of course. You discover so much with dragon eyes. Do I recommend this to other people who don't have anything to do with dragons? Of course not. These eyes can hurt. These eyes can make you an empath, can make you see it in another creature, can let you feel and detect suffering and pain, but also happiness and uh, and love. And that is also what I could feel very much from the dragon's path, love, and that was my power to continue. And that is what I do recommend. If you don't have love for dragons, then don't do it. But if you just, and that is the beginning of everything, if you have love for dragons, then go for your